here, do I? I don't. If you're going to look after me, right? Knocking things over. Good, because there's more of us than there are of them. I want to talk to you about two things today. The two things that I care about. Other people have other priorities. I want to talk to you about political correctness and about Islam. So we'll start with the easy one, which is political correctness. I've been on a college tour recently, some of you might have seen, trying to... You know what? I don't need this. They don't scare me. I think they're up there being blocked by police forces, you know? The left don't care about people, but they're not going to go up against animals. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot a few apologies today. I was supposed to pass on some apologies. One from Glenn Beck, who couldn't be here. Thank fuck for that. You know, I never realized why that Cheetos thing didn't make more of a fuss, and I realized it's because his whole audience is over 70. They literally couldn't see what all the problem was about, you know? I think it's the cataracts. No, and of course the midgets of social justice who haven't shown up today because they're lazy and boring. Apparently they're being shipped in tomorrow. Speaking of midgets, Ben Shapiro... oh, stop it. Behave. Ben Shapiro, nowhere to be seen, which is sad, I hope he comes home soon. He's a cunt! Well, you can say that, I can't. Of course I can. Alright, I want to talk to you a little about political correctness. Political correctness, a lot of people imagine, is not a particularly serious thing. They think that it just means, oh, the left is getting upset today about another word. But political correctness kills.
Yeah, that's right.
Political correctness killed at Sandy Hook.
Yeah, that's right.
People knew about this guy. They knew what he was about, they knew what he was up to, and they were worried about saying anything for fear of being branded racist.
That's right.
Political correctness killed a little more close to home for me. Oh look, there you are. Thank you. Little rainbow flag up there. Gays for Trump. Party Patriots. Thank you, Angel. I know. I'm overburdened with modesty. Political correctness killed a little closer to home in Orlando too.
That's right.
Yeah. Political correctness killed in Orlando because this guy wasn't apprehended soon enough. He was on watch lists and sprung off them. He had a job where co-workers didn't report him, and if they reported him, management didn't do anything for fear of what? For fear of being seen as racist or...
Hell yeah!
That's right. That's
Islamophobic. Well, there's no such thing as Islamophobia. It is perfectly rational to be terrified of them.
Exactly.
And we'll get on to that in a minute. But political correctness isn't just an annoyance. It's not just something that irritates journalists. Political correctness is a disease that is now killing people. Political correctness is something that at Right we try to fight every day. And I try to fight it by calling myself a dangerous faggot, and in other ways, so it shouldn't be as funny as it is. I mean, these people give these words meaning. I don't know why. I try to fight it by being as outrageous as possible and as offensive as possible. And they tell me I can't swear, I'll come up and say, fuck, shit, cunt, bollocks. I only did that because they're live streaming it on Breitbart, and half the readership are going to have a heart attack after that. But I also try to do it for a reason, and that is that there's a significant risk if Hillary becomes president. And I say this as a Brit, I say this as a sort of warning from Europe, if you like. There's a significant risk that if America falls, the rest of us fall. And not just because of the Islam problem, but also because in America today, and I came here imagining this country was going to be the land of the brave, home of the free, all that kind of stuff. I imagined that the universities here, which is where all this stuff begins, were going to be the freest places of all.
That's right.
I thought, where in the world would there be a more open, welcoming marketplace of ideas than on American university campuses?
Amen.
And I found out actually that ordinary ideas, regular opinions that everybody here holds, reasonable mainstream views, concerns, anxieties, were being branded racist and sexist and homophobic and transphobic, whatever that means. And it's a brain disease. Just stop pandering to it. But I realized that something more worrying was happening. It wasn't just that people's language was being policed, but also that the acceptable limits of thought and expression were changing too. And so, you know, I'm a Brit. I don't really get to tell you who you should vote for president. But I can tell you, as somebody who appreciates the First and Second Amendments, and they're both awesome, that America really is a guiding light for the rest of us. America is the gold standard for the rest of the world. We look up to you, we're grateful to you, and we rely on you.
Thank you.
And And it seems to me, as an outsider, and you can take this or leave it as you please, but it seems to me as though the political left in this country is trying to destroy all of the things that made America great. It is trying to undermine the basis of the Constitution. It is trying to undermine the central importance of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of thought. It is also trying to take away your guns. We don't like that either. And that's a problem for the rest of us because, you know, like it or not, and America gets a bad rap in the rest of the world, we look up to you guys. We look up to you because although you're a young country, you stand fast on principles the rest of us have forgotten. In Scotland, in the United Kingdom, I could be arrested for being offensive.
Right.
I'm officially illegal in Scotland. In the UK, in Nottingham, it's now an arrestable offence to be a misogynist. You might think, well, who wants to go around being mean to women? But that, of course, is in the eye of the beholder. And the definitions of these things are always defined by the left. Well, I might be a dick-sucking faggot, but I fucking hate the left. They do not represent me. They do not represent you. They do not represent tolerance. They do not represent understanding. They do not represent diversity, any of the things they claim to care about. The left in this country is a cancer that you need to eradicate because it is undermining the fundamental principles on which this country was founded and for which everybody looks up to, guys. I saw you on the internet. You're the bass black guy, aren't you? You're excellent. We like you. You know, you're getting famous on the internet. You don't know this because you've been standing here sitting at the stage. You've become a meme, sir. They're calling him the bass flat guy. What's your name, sir? Kenneth. Round of applause for Kenneth.
That's right. Kenneth, my man. Hey, my straight ass loves you.
Something good has happened recently, and that is that the left has realized that groups it thought it had in the bag, it doesn't own anymore.
That's right. That's right.
It does not own homosexuals anymore. In the last election in the UK, 50% of gay men said they were going to vote for Conservatives, which is our right-wing party. The left-wing press went nuts. They almost said to themselves, how dare you be such ungrateful faggots.
Right.
Well, whatever the left might have done for us in the past, it now works actively against our interests. It is my responsibility as a gay guy in public life to push the limits of what can be thought and said. It's my responsibility to test what I can get away with, to be transgressive, to be naughty, to be mischievous. And today in America, that means being right-wing.
That's right.
Isn't it remarkable that in just 20 years, punk, the spirit of dissidence in this country, has gone from being a far-left activist to wearing a MAGA hat?
That's right.
You want to be an insurgent these days, you've got to be a conservative.
That's right.
So as somebody with a naturally contrarian personality, I had no option but to be a fan of Daddy. And it seems to me that Donald Trump, for all my endorsement is worth, is best placed to end the cancer of political correctness in this country. Now, other countries have been founded on other things in history. Normally they are founded on other things. Normally they're founded on race, they're founded on geography. And that normally leads to bloody conflict. Europe has a spectacularly bloody history behind it, thanks mainly to the wrong sort of nationalism, thanks to all sorts of other founding principles for countries that maybe aren't as good as the founding principles here. You don't want to lose what you have.
That's
Trust
right.
me, because I, in Europe, am living it. Let me tell you, Donald Trump, and you may not agree with everything he says, you may not even particularly like the guy. It's okay. I happen to. Donald Trump is the best chance America has of undoing this.
Thank you.
Donald Trump is additionally the best chance America has of protecting itself against another plague that is sweeping Europe. It's something we just saw in France.
Immigration.
It's something you had a taste of in Orlando. It is something that has completely overtaken my hometown of London to the point where I don't even really recognize the town anymore.
Jesus.
And that's the spread of radical Islam.
That's right.
Or I'll be more blunt about it, the spread of Islam.
That's right. That's right. Period.
It seems to me obscene that the political left, and Hillary is a part of this problem, is happy to pander to and mollycoddle people who want me dead.
That's right.
People whose beliefs and value system are completely incompatible with the American way of life. And I'm tired of being polite about it. I'm
Thank
tired
you. Thank
I'm
you.
tired of making
Thank you.
pointless distinctions between Islamist, radical Islam, jihadis. The problem is Islam.
Thank you.
Because if you look at what Muslims say about themselves in Western countries, you will discover some horrifying things.
That's right.
51% of British Muslims want my lifestyle made illegal.
That's right.
Now, many Trump supporters, many Republicans have their own challenges with the gay thing. I am among those people. But there is a world of difference between refusing to bake a cake and opening fire and killing 50 people and wounding another 50.
Amen. Amen.
My experience of Christianity has been compassion, love, understanding, and kindness.
Thank you. Amen.
My experience of Islam has been bloody and terrifying.
That's right. That's right.
And it's time for us to be honest about it. And if Donald Trump, as the only candidate for president, not just the only person still running, but the only person who was ever in the running this cycle, is prepared to do something about that, if Donald Trump is prepared to get a bit tough,
That's right.
I'm all for it. And I think you should be too. And I think that you should stick up for your women, and I think you should stick up for your gays.
That's right. That's right.
You might be a church-going Republican. I have nothing but respect for you. You know, you might not be totally down with the gay lifestyle, but we're your gays,
That's
not
right.
theirs.
That's right. That's right.
I would encourage you to remember, and I'm going to leave it with this, I think, that this is the only country free from this in the West right now. And you're lucky because you have an ocean between you
That's right.
and the problem.
That's right.
So when you hear people saying the problem is Islam, it's like, how can he say that? That's an awful thing to say. It's just stoking hatred. He should be arrested. No, I'd quite like to live, so
Right.
I don't want to live in a street like that.
Die on your feet or live on your knees.
Die on your feet or live on your knees. Well, I do live on my knees.
And that's all right. I support you.
That's all
I
right.
support
As long as
you.
I'm not facing Mecca, I guess I'm right with you guys. I mean, I might have been by accident. I don't think God would mind. I was calling his name the whole time.
I think you're all right.
Sorry, I'm sorry. That was too far. That's too far. That's too far. Don't encourage me.
That's all right. You're cute.
What I want you to take away from this is America is a young country, but it's founded uniquely on principle. Those principles are at risk. And in this election, a choice between what many people consider to be imperfect candidates, and it's a perfectly respectable point of view. Donald Trump seems to me to be America's best hope. He seems to me to be the best chance America has of smashing political correctness, which is not just an annoyance, but something deadly. Donald Trump seems to be the best opportunity, the best chance you have of resisting Islamization.
That's
Canada is over.
It's done.
It's done. And they're going to be trying to coming over the border from there to here too.
Build a wall.
There is nothing wrong. There is nothing racist. There is nothing backward about wanting control of your borders.
That's right.
There's nothing racist, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing backward
It's our
about
country.
recognizing that globalization hasn't served everybody very well, or at least hasn't served some slices of the population at all. Donald Trump is not a perfect candidate, but he is a good candidate, and in my view, you should vote for him. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
God
listening
bless
to me.
you.
My dangerous faggot call. You should say it as often as you like, because it even annoys people on our side. They hate it. They can't stand
Look, you're goddamn beautiful.
it. What's that, darling?
You're goddamn beautiful.
Thank you, Angel. I do own a mirror, but it's nice to be reminded. My dangerous faggot tour, which is designed to annoy liberals and some conservatives.
My man.
Glenn Beck sort of conservatives.
That's right. That's
We'll
right.
continue in September. We're coming back bigger and more fabulous and spectacular than ever. We're
Freedom!
gonna have a tour bus. We're going to be visiting Yale. Do you know what I'm doing at Yale? Did you guys pick that up?
Indian outfit.
I am? Yeah, see, some people know. Before I go, I'll just tell you. So there's this thing called cultural appropriation, which is the way the left tries to make you feel racist.
Right.
It's the way that the left tries to control you with this, saying you can't wear the clothes or eat the food of oppressed cultures. So Lena Dunham, any fans of Lena Dunham out here? No, I didn't think so. Lena Dunham tells us that sushi in the canteen at her university is cultural appropriation. Her solution to that's evidently been to eat it all. But there are better ways to address this problem, which is simply to ignore it, because cultural appropriation isn't racism, it's how art works. And
That's
I'll be
right.
demonstrating this to the insane students of Yale
That's right.
by going and giving a lecture called Famous Cultural Appropriators from History, dressed in full Native American costume.
Beautiful.
So you've got that to look forward to, and of course next week I will be going to Sweden, to Stockholm, to lead a gay pride march through the Muslim ghetto. The left is always telling us how homosexuals are stunning and brave. Well, the left-wing ones aren't, but ours are.
That's right.
And we're going to take the fight to them.
That's right.
I'm taking the fight to American campuses. I'm fighting political correctness wherever I find it.
Thank you.
I'm fighting hateful third-wave misandrist feminism wherever I find it.
Thank
I'm
you.
fighting Black Lives Matter, a hateful, destructive movement wherever I find it.
Fascism.
Donald Trump is going to fight the same things wherever he finds them too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.